My name is Tony Marbury, and I am a hero. And this is my story. To understand why I say that I'm a hero, you must know my personal journey, where I come from, and why I even have a story to tell. I am a hero because I am a miracle. My mother was abandoned at birth. She was left in the hospital by her parents and put up for adoption. She was then adopted and raised by an older and very strict couple, and again was abandoned. Kicked out of her home when she was pregnant with me at the age of 17, she reached out to her best friend, who happened to be my father's sister, and her mom, my grandma, for help. My grandma took her into her home and helped her through her pregnancy. When I was born, the hospital staff secretly and unlawfully arranged for me to be adopted without my mother's consent. I know it sounds outrageous in this day and age, but this was the mid-1960s, and my mother was unwed. She was 17, she was poor, and she was black. With the adoptive parents there, ready to take me home, my grandma stopped the process and brought my mother and me home. My father, only 16, had also abandoned my mom when he found out she was pregnant, and although they were no longer in a relationship, they ended up living in the same house after my grandma took us in. We were a part of an extended family which included my grandma, her 6 sons, and 3 daughters. My father, although in the house, was not present in my life as a typical father would be. He did not play a role in the development of my early childhood years, and he and my mother were more like brother and sister. I am a hero because I am a miracle to be alive and cared for by my mother and my grandmother. I'm a hero because I broke the pattern. At the age of 7, my mom wanted a better life for me and decided to move to Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C., to take a job as a secretary with the Department of Agriculture. She left me with my father and his family while she established a home there. I lived with them for a year. My father was married with 3 children, a son, a daughter, and a stepdaughter. This was the first time in my short life that I lived with my father and his family under his roof. My father was a coal miner and was never around. If he was not working, he would be gambling and running the streets. That is, he was hanging out with his friends, drinking, and seeing other women. During this year, I witnessed my father abuse his wife, who by that time I considered my stepmom. After reuniting with my mom, I would come back to spend the summers with my father, his family, and extended family, including my many cousins. Over the next several years, I witnessed my uncle severely abuse the women in their lives, as well as themselves by drinking. I am a hero because I was able to break the generational pattern of abuse and grow up respecting women and myself. I am a hero because I made it out. Starting at the age of 7, I was a latchkey country kid living in the city. I was not completely accepted by the black kids or the white kids. I had to literally fight my way up through the ranks into the graces of the black kids. In this friend group, you were measured by how tough you were. If you were weak, you were a target for bullies. Later, as a teenager, when one of the guys who I considered my friend killed a classmate, I broke from that crowd and spent time alone learning about myself. This was my type of cleansing. Some hike the Appalachian Trail to find inner peace and their place in the world. I spent 3 years without friends through the toughest time in my life as a teenager to find my peace. A sort of self-exile. I am a hero because I made it out and away from the negative influences that would have overtaken my life. I'm a hero because I graduated. I was not prepared for college after high school, and I was recruited to play football at a local junior college, and after 1 semester in the program, I was awarded first team all-region honors. I was the best wide receiver in the Atlantic region. I was a superior athlete with no academic foundation, so I dropped out of leaving football behind and worked for a year, then went back to a local junior college and I raised my GPA high enough to transfer to the University of Maryland. Instead, I decided to join the Air Force. I went to night school at 6 different colleges across the country in 6 years and received a BS in management. I am a hero because I graduated from college for the first male in my entire family to do so. I'm a hero because I am a leader. In my first 22 years, I lived and witnessed and experienced many things. I was forced to grow up much faster than any young man of the same age should ever have to. My mother worked full-time and went to night classes and raised me to be the best that she could. Having started her career as a secretary, she went on to make history as the first black female senior executive in the United States Department of Agriculture. The men in my life were either not around or when they were abusive. Therefore, the women in my family became my rock. My mom, my grandma, my stepmom all taught me, disciplined me, and taught me about work ethic and guided me into the man that I am today. I am an authentic leader with much to offer. And although it's not a role that I seek, it is a role that I am granted in every position that I've ever held. I connect with everyone because of my life experiences, but also because I chose to do so. I make a conscious and deliberate effort to understand and connect with people. My behavior, personality, and strengths were instilled in me by the women in my life, and my assessments label me as a communicator or a counselor, a feeler, influencer, extrovert, conceptual thinker, highly social, and concerned with the well-being of people. I work hard to be a situational leader. I lead and follow as the situation dictates. I am a hero because I am a leader that uses my life experiences to connect, empathize, motivate, help, and guide others. I am a hero because of my wife. I use my strengths and the many life lessons I have learned to guide me. My kind heart and caring nature led me to the love of my life. My wife of 32 years is intelligent, she's beautiful, and very strong. Meeting and falling in love with her, without a doubt, is the absolute best accomplishment and proudest moment in my life. Every incredible event in my life after marrying her has been with her or because of her. Our daughters have all the special qualities combined with those of their grandmothers and their great-grandmothers, and maybe even a few from me. My female influence foundation shaped me into the person that I am, with the strengths that attracted my wife to me and now reside in our daughters. Incredible moments are not always happy. Together, we have faced and overcome many obstacles, none harder than saying goodbye to all the matriarchs and patriarchs in our families. None more joyous than our oldest daughter being born and then accepted on scholarship and graduating from one of the hardest colleges in the country. That's Virginia Military Institute. That when she began her life didn't even accept women. The other most joyous moment was the birth of our youngest daughter and her being accepted to Virginia Tech. With 1 year left, she will have a major that will give her an opportunity to save our wildlife and improve our world. I am a hero because of my wife and her love, her support, and her nurturing. I am a hero because of the influence of the people that made and continue to make me who I am today. I love and miss you all. Thank you.